I have the pleasure of introducing Theresa Lambert, and I know she's in the room. Say hi, Theresa. We can spot you. Really appreciate that.
Hi.
Theresa is a best-selling author of Achieve with Grace, a guide to elegance and effectiveness in intense workspaces. So, yes, congratulations on your book, Theresa. So happy. She's also a business strategist and a coach. And she'll be talking to us about let AI serve your soul. Well, when I saw that topic, I'm like, I'm there. Wow, AI is so prominent, right? It's top of mind for all of us. Her favorite ice cream is lemon with dark chocolate. I've never had that flavor in my life. So I'm looking forward to looking for that. And her favorite song that she's been listening to is Manu Chao, Me Gustas too. And you introduced me to this guy. I went to listen to the song, and it is an amazing, uplifting song. So she's got two prizes. The prize for one person is a marketing session on an AI system to automation. And that's a session with her. Is it 30 minutes? How long is your session there, Theresa?
Yeah, it's I was actually giving away my AI growth team, but I'm also happy to give a session. So they're gonna get both, because why not? So you're gonna get access to my AI growth team, which is a fully trained AI system to help you do your marketing in under 2 hours a day. And then I'll add a 30-minute strategy session to really help you make sure that you understand how to leverage AI from that as well.
And that's for the one speaker. So for the one winner. So for everyone, what are you offering?
For everyone, I'm gonna give you all a guide on how to actually make AI sound like you, how to train it, how to set it up, and I'll be diving into that more. And it's a really cool tool that sort of will help you change the way AI supports you in your business. And I'm really excited for you for that.
Yeah, I love that. I love those prizes. We all need to be in AI in some way in our business, or we're behind, basically. It's very important. So with that, Theresa, you have the floor.
I love this. Thank you so much, Pat. And I'm so excited to be here. It's such an incredible group. And I think that so often when I find myself in groups of entrepreneurs as well, and I think about AI and I think about what we all do, we come together and we learn and we take in information and we think about all these things and we go into the visioning and then maybe we go into the planning. And I want to bring another layer to this today and how we're going to take all this beautiful planning and turning it into execution and actually help us implement all those incredible things. And this is something that I've noticed with entrepreneurs in general when they're using AI. It's like a lot of us are using AI kind of like a search bar and Google and basic prompting, but not really
Hmm.
like a strategic partner. And so we're giving it
I agree.
information instead of direction. And so then we're wondering why it still sort of feels disjointed, or our messaging and our marketing that we get back from that's written doesn't quite land, right? Like if you've
Yeah.
ever felt like, oh my God, like I don't think AI sounds anything like me, drop a one in the chat just so I know where you're at with that. I would love to know. But here's the thing, right? AI really isn't here to replace our voice. It's really here to help us refine it. So it moves with clarity and consistency. And AI is also not here to do the work for you, but it is here to help you do less with more precision. And that's what I mean when I say let AI serve your soul. And, you know, I remember trying using ChatGPT for the first time, and I felt a bit frustrated. Like it was giving me words. Like I remember using this prompt from somebody who had like thousands of comments on their IG. You've probably seen them. And I used the prompt and it gave me something. But afterwards, I still found myself spending like an hour editing that caption, editing that copy, trying to make it sound like me. And eventually, what I realized through this process and through this, quite frankly, frustration with the whole thing, because it was meant to save me all this time and then it didn't, was that AI could only meet me at the level of clarity that I was willing to give it,
Mhm.
right? It wasn't a tool. It was the absence of structure. And it reminded me of leading a team of 160 people. And it reminded me of the importance of giving clarity and direction in order for them to be actually able to do their job. So we can't expect AI to understand our values and our voice if we don't give it alignment, if we don't give it direction. And once I figured out how to actually do that, everything shifted, right? And I want you to think about this for a second. Like, if AI would actually be able to give you high quality copy, maybe write your entire Black Friday email sequence in 30 minutes or less,
Mm.
right? Like, if you could knock out, make it 20 emails in half an hour that are like, oh my God, these are perfect, how much would you feel like your life would improve in your business as a solopreneur,
Wow.
right? Like if
Wow.
you resonate with that, drop a hell yes in the comments
Mhm.
and let me know. Because the thing is, right, like with AI, let's face it, it's not coming, it's here. And it's reshaping how we lead, how we create, and how we grow with this quiet efficiency, right? And it's in the back of our mind, blah, 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 AI, it's everywhere, all these different ways we can use it. And I really believe that the future doesn't belong to those who are going to do more or faster. I think it's really going to be belonging to those who know how to leverage with clarity and with structure and with intention. And so this isn't just about new technology, but it's really about a new way of building business where your presence with it actually scales and your strategy gets to breathe because you get to breathe because things don't quite take you so long anymore than they did before, which means you can be more present to things as you do them. And so, with that, that sounds beautiful. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of us feel like AI might replace us. So what are we going to do if AI does all these things for us, if it does the writing for us, maybe even the coaching for us, maybe the planning for us, the visioning for us, all these things, right? But I actually believe that AI is here to release us. Because when it's trained right, it becomes our creative partner, it becomes our strategic partner, and it gets to be one that can hold our voice steady and our strategy clear, even when life gets full. And oh man, does life ever get full? Like, I don't know about you all, but
Yes.
sometimes life gets full. Even with my planning and my optimization, Deb, I love that you spoke about this. I'm a big optimizer. I feel like sometimes I have like my week dialed, and then all of a sudden there's those weeks, and I'm like, oh my God, like, can I breathe? Like, what just happened? Right? And so I want you to start thinking about having AI that allows you to systemize that wisdom for you and that allows you to have a tool that allows your message to stay coherent even when you're offline, even when your week gets full, even when life happens, right? And this is where I want to talk about how does that actually work? Because I love talking about the how. I don't like staying in this theory where we're like just dreaming things up, but how does that actually work? And this is where I find often we get stuck, right? Because we think, oh, I want an AI to sound like me, but I don't know, it just like seems too complicated. Like, I don't know, I don't have time for this. And then we move on again to our things. So when I thought about this, I was like, well, I want AI to sound like me. I want to figure out how I can reduce 20 plus hours a week on figuring out on writing and being and creating and doing all these things. But I also wanted to think like a mentor. I wanted to think like a strategist. I wanted to be an actual partner in my business and in my marketing. I don't want it to just write. I wanted to be the thing that can actually ask me the right questions and help me get the clarity that I need to move forward so that I can create the content and nurture sequences and launch plans and funnels that actually converted, but that also felt like me and true to my brand and my business. And that is how I ended up developing what I now call the clarity to cash flow method. And that method is what my entire growth team, that one of you beautiful ladies will win, is trained on. And there are 4 phases to this method, and I'm going to break them down. And by the way, my gift for you will also sum up this first piece specifically, which is clarify. So just know you're going to have access to this so you don't have to scribble notes like crazy because, I want you to be present here in this space and we all love that, right? So there's 4 phases and I'm going to touch on these phases with you. The first one is clarify, right? We have to clarify what even is our business about. How can AI sound like us? How can it actually understand our business if we don't give it those business foundations? So that is where we have to start. We have to give it our brand essence, right? What's our mission? What's our vision? What do we stand for? Where are we heading, right? We got to give it this essence of how do we want people to feel when they come to our websites, when they come to our summits, when they come into our social media worlds. And from there, we also want to explore our values, right? Like beyond the things that we want them to feel is what's the essence and the energy behind your brand? How do you want to come across? And I love Carl Jung's brand archetypes for that. And so we can also give him some of that information, right? Like, how can we weave in frequency, not just facts? And that is how we humanize and personalize it. Then we define your tone of voice, right? Have you ever thought about, actually, and I would love for you to like drop a yes and no in the comments. Did you ever think about what you actually sound like to people? Your tone of your voice, how you want to come across, right? Have you ever thought about this desire to wanting people to read something and be like, oh my God, Deb said that. Oh my God, Theresa said that. Oh my God, Pat said that. Oh my God, Susan said that, right? Yes, I see a lot of yeses, right? So we gotta let it know, how do I sound? What's important, right? We have to give it that information. And then also, of course, the strategy piece. Who is your ideal client? Who do you actually serve? Who are these people? What moves them? What are their aspirations, their desires, their goals? What are the things they actually like? This is a problem and I need it taken care of like yesterday. How can you help me? Right? So that when you're actually having AI write for you, you read a piece of content and you're literally like, oh my God, she really gets me. This is for me. I need that. Right? So we have to give this information. We have to share what makes us so genius. What's our zone of genius and what makes us different, right? Your process, your methodology, the transformation that you deliver. So we really got to get clear on that. And then also in that clarity piece, the last one is your offer, right? Like, what are the benefits? Why does that matter? Why should somebody buy it now? Like, what are all the details? So you can actually create a beautiful positioning statement, which is a clean and bold articulation of what you do and who it's for. And once your AI has that, it has a hell of a lot of clarity. And the gift that I'm giving you, which is beyond ChatGPT GPT prompts, I'm going to give you all the details that you want to pack into this business guide. Because at the end of the day, you want to really know, how can I direct and how can I give this information to people? So that is step number 1. It's clarity, the phase 1. Phase 2 is all about codifying. Okay. This is where we take everything that you just clarified, your voice, your values, your offer details, your brand's DNA, and we literally systemize it into a clean, centralized, what I call AI business guide. So you gotta get a document together that has all this information, because you don't want to have it all on post-it notes on your wall. It won't do any good there, right? We gotta get it onto a centralized document, and now we can actually give it to AI. Think of this like your headquarters, right? Your centralized source of truth document that AI can pull from, so it can now start to sound like you, think like you, and support you. And that is what turns your AI from a basic tool into an actual teammate that now starts to fully understand what you're actually trying to accomplish. And the next 2 phases, and I'm going to touch on them, but this is where it gets really fun. Okay. Like, this is where the fun comes in, because now what we can do, we can take that And we can now create and then also create conversion. So once you have this AI trained team member to help you now write for you, refine for you, and publish content that actually aligns with your full client journey and understands the psychology behind your marketing message, you can now take people on this journey from awareness to consideration and then to purchase. You can now actually guide people on this journey where naturally they go from, "Ooh, this sounds cool," to actually sign me up, I need this. And the beauty, once that's set up, this entire system can run your marketing in under 2 hours a day. And it happens with ease and with intention, and it gives a structure that really, really breathes. And those are the 4 phases. And, they're actually simpler than you may think, right? It's a simple process of 4 phases that we just put together. So, last thing I want to share as I wrap this up, because I feel like this is really important. You don't have to do all of this alone. And you don't even have to do it manually. You don't need to sit down and fill out workbooks if you don't want to. But you do need the right support and a system that really mirrors you. Because when your message is clear and your strategy is sequenced and your AI knows how to support you, you're not longer just producing content. You're actually building real momentum through your marketing. And that momentum is what builds the sales and what will grow your business. So ultimately, this is how I realized this was my path to having AI no longer erode my authenticity, but literally giving my authenticity and my voice a structure to stand on, and it can do the same for you. And the entrepreneurs, I believe, that will prosper in this next season truly will be the ones, not who hustle harder, but who know how to lead themselves by leveraging an AI to help scale what's already uniquely within them with clarity and with rhythm and with grace. And that allows us to scale sustainably. And it's how we can honor our energy as women, as humans, right? While still building this momentum and keeping up with all the incredible things that we're doing, writing books, coming on to Deb's show, getting a movie made, right? And this is how we let AI serve our soul.
Wow. Ladies, let's give some love and attention and appreciation to Theresa. Oh my God, Theresa, this has been a very interesting philosophy on how to look at AI. I've attended a lot of classes on AI, and what you're putting together as an offering is very unique. And, the thing that I am walking away with, and Deb, you tell me what you're walking away with, is that you want to make AI not your tool, you want to make AI your teammate.